Okay, this is the last method or last technique of solving integration. So I've treated the first techniques as integration by substitution. Then the second one is integration by parts. And while the last one is what integration by partial fractions. Integration by partial fractions, which is what the last technique of solving integration question. Okay, now let's look at this integration by partial fraction. We say form of partial fractions. We have some forms of partial fraction. Now the first one is denominator containing non-repeated linear factors. When the denominator contains what? Non-repeated linear factor. For example, the denominator of the below fraction, which is this, the denominator of the below fraction contains non-repeated what? Factors. We have x minus 2 and x plus 3. The partial fraction is of the form, that is when we have a non-repeated partial fraction. We have a question like this. Now, this is the numerator, while this one is what is denominator. If we factorize this one, we are going to have x minus 2 and x plus 3. You can see that we are not repeating what? We are not repeating the linear factors. We are not repeating it. So this is one of the forms of partial fractions. Okay, this is number 2 or B, okay, under forms of partial fraction. Then this one has to do with denominator containing repeated linear factors. When you have a question like this is one of the examples of when we repeat the what? When we repeat the denominator, okay? So, for example, the partial fraction is of the form, that is x plus 2 divides bracket x minus 3 then close bracket raised to power 2. So in this case, if you want to resolve this one to partial fraction, it's going to be a divides what bracket x minus 3 plus b bracket dot x minus 3 then raised to power 2. So in this case, we need to repeat the what? We need to repeat the denominator. Okay, so this is one of the examples of forms of partial fraction. This is the third example under forms of partial fractions. Denominator containing quadratic factor. When the denominator contains a quadratic factor, for example, the partial fraction is of the form, okay, we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 11. Then divides bracket 1 minus x, you close bracket 4 plus x squared, you close bracket. Then it will give you a divides 1 minus x, okay, we turn denominator containing quadratic factor. This denominator containing what? This quadratic factor. Are you getting that? Then plus is going to be bx plus c, then divides what? 4 plus x squared. So this is another example under forms of partial fractions. Okay, thank you.